What is the worst thing about the morning commute to work? Some things that come to mind. The morning sun blinding you while you're driving. Heartburn and needing to pee and/or take a bowel movement because of all the coffee you drank since your job doesn't give you enough sleep. Extreme anxiety from being stuck in traffic. Having to spend money on gas to get to a place you hate going. Extreme morning cold forcing you to either pre-warm the car or drive to work in a 13-degree vehicle. Not being able to eat breakfast or do anything you'd want to do in the morning because you're so rushed. It ends at work. Knowing that you will waste practically every morning of your life like this. Having to get out of the car and actually go inside. The stress of having to get somewhere by a certain time regardless of all of the variables like accidents, weather, getting stuck behind a school bus or having to wait for a freight train. Regarding blinding sun, I used to live in Atlanta. On the morning radio shows I would always hear about sun delays on I-20 eastbound heading to the city. WTH is a sun delay? OMG. One morning I was heading just that way and I couldn't see a thing. No wonder there were so many accidents. Crashing my car into a shredded tire left on the road and spending my entire 4 months of working to pay for the damages to do it all again. I hate when brain-dead individuals are in the far left lane and can't do something as simple as keeping up with traffic ahead of them. So, you get people cutting in front of them, only slowing you down more. If people that don't know how to keep up with the flow of traffic would remove themselves from the left lane, I wouldn't be so wound up during my commute. The part that adds to that fury is when you pass them and see that they're either looking at their phone, applying makeup, or doing something other than driving. My actual commute isn't that bad, but I'm not a morning person. I have a hybrid work schedule where I work from home twice a week. The difference between waking up 10 minutes before I have to start working and the struggle to actually get to work on time is such a big difference psychologically. Almost getting killed by drivers as I ride my bike to work in not only hot but also humid weather, while wearing business clothes. August on the crowded subway in NYC and your nose is at other people's armpit level. You don't get paid for your time. The waste of time that could be better spent doing anything else. When I lived in Wisconsin, it was having to wake up an hour earlier to freeze my ass off to clear the snow off my car and warm it up. When I lived in Florida, it was waking up extra early to fight the horrendous traffic on I-4. There and back. Now that I live in Tennessee and work second shift, it's really only been the overwhelming amount of sheriffs on the road looking to fuck people over on minuscule things, or the constant lumps of spilled concrete stalagmites all over the city roads that sounds like it's about to rip your suspension out from underneath your vehicle. The fake good mornings I have to give everyone while still being half asleep. I'm going to work now after my vacation. I feel like shit. Especially early awakenings torment me. Having to wake up like 90 minutes before you have to get there so you can shower, shave, eat sucks pretty bad. Going to work makes me think of all my past failures. Thinking about work. 4-way stop signs. It's not fucking hard. First come, first go. Tie goes to the right. I remember how good traffic was in 2021 and 2022. Before everyone went full RTO. It was drivable. Now? So much traffic. It's absolutely terrible how this is thought to be no big deal. Don't know, I walk to work, knowing you have to do it all again to get home. I'm in construction, so I get into the city before traffic gets bad. 20-30 miles drive. Unless there's heavy rain or snow, 'cause everyone forgets how to drive in inclement weather. But the ride home sucks. I have a little back route to miss most highway traffic, but it's still such a grind. And I only have about an hour of it. I know some of y'all have so much longer. You are not being paid for commuting time, and over a career it probably will add up to using up years of your life you could have used doing other things. Nice try, BuzzFeed. I'm not going to write your article for you. Before I transitioned back to WFH after a job switch forcing me into the office, it was the fact I had to be there by 5:30 and half the time nobody else was in the office until 7. On top of this, last winter it would always snow overnight and into the morning, and the plow trucks hadn't even plowed the 4-lane highway I had to take to work. So I definitely thought I was going to die or get stranded in my little front-wheel drive sedan a few times last winter. Not getting paid for it. The unpaid waste of time sitting in your car or on a train. The people looking at their phones and driving way under the speed of traffic. Waking up and realizing you have to work in the morning. Commute is just a time to be with your thoughts and contemplate should you off yourself, and why do you continue to suffer unless it's payday. I ride a bicycle, basically risking my life every morning for 15 minutes. Not having a car and having to hope that if your usual ride isn't available that you can actually get a hold of someone else. Pants. I live in the downtown area of a medium-sized city and walk to work. I love it. The only thing that's hard is walking out of my building every day and being smacked in the face with the gross iniquity of our society. So many unhoused people or addicts. And to be clear, I don't hate them. I hate that our society has failed so many. I only make enough to support myself, so I can't really help. It's just mentally taxing to be faced with so much hopelessness every morning and feel impotent. Rage at the system. I don't need to. I can simply upload my work every other day, but they are too stupid to understand that. The statistical chance of dying in a car accident the more you do it. Just knowing you're on your way to hell. Drive 12 miles. Which is about 20 minutes where I live. Then spend $41 each day for the train. Only to be packed in like sardines next to people with questionable hygiene practices and sense of personal space. Sit there for 120 minutes with conductors who check your ticket every 10-15 minutes and wake you up in the process. Then do it all over again just to get home. Getting there. Having to go downstairs to grab coffee before going back up to my office. For me, it's the crossing guard that will run out into the intersection when the kid is still 10 feet from the curb. It's her power trip that runs from every September to June. She'll wait for the light to turn green and then walk out into the street. Your car being either too hot or too cold and waiting for the temp to adjust. Reading these comments, I feel blessed with the fortune that work is only a 10-15 minute walk away. For me, I just put on an audiobook and vibe. Traffic in the UK. The 6-mile journey to the city near me takes 40 minutes to an hour in rush hour traffic. I work nights, but it's the distance for me during the beginning of rush hour traffic. It started to really wear on me after 20 years. Having to check traffic to ensure your trip isn't going to be longer than usual. The way school traffic changes local traffic. For a while I had to take a massively overfilled train to work. It was so hot inside and the air was so bad that I passed out once and someone called an ambulance. That's when I decided to not get up at 5 a.m. anymore. Just to catch the first train. Personal health values higher than work.